In this week's Sedra Parshas Bo, Moshe warns about the impending 10th plague, Makas Bechoros. In Shemos, Perek Yud Aleph, Posuk Daled, the Torah says, Vayomer Moshe, Moshe said, Ko Omar Hashem, Hashem said, Kachatzos halayla, at around midnight, Ani yotzei besoch Mitzrayim. Hashem says, he's going to wreak havoc and bring the plague of Makas Bechoros to Egypt. The Gemara in Brachos, Gimel Amud Beis, asks, My kachatzos, what exactly is the meaning of the expression around about midnight? Did Moshe say it or did Hashem say it? Mi ikos feika kame shmaya. Surely Hashem in heaven knows exactly when midnight happens. Elo da'amale bachatzos. Rather, we have to understand this as that Hashem told Moshe bachatzos halayla, at exactly midnight. But we also see when the plague actually started. We're told about it in Shemos Perek Yud Beis Posuk Kaf Tes. Vayehi bachatzi halayla v'Hashem hika kol bachor be'eret Mitzrayim. That exactly at midnight Hashem smote all the firstborns in the land of Egypt. Are we saying that Moshe was uncertain when he gave the warning about Makas Bechoros, exactly when midnight was? Why did Moshe use the phrase kachatzos halayla rather than bachatzi halayla? Rashi asks this question and he quotes the Gemara in Brachos Daled Amud Aleph, and he says, Va'omru she'omar Moshe kachatzos, Moshe said kachatzos around about midnight, kamashma samuch lo o lefonav o leacharov, ve'omar lo bachatz ve'lo amar bachatzos. Moshe said it's going to happen around about midnight, didn't give an exactly, he said kachatzos, like around midnight, not exactly at midnight. Why did he do that? Shema yitu istagnine paro. He did it because in case that Paro's astrologers would make a mistake, and then afterwards, v'yomru Moshe badaihu, and then they would say afterwards, Moshe was a liar. Moshe's concern was that Pharaoh's astrologers might make a mistake regarding the time of Makas Bechoros when it actually started, thinking it was a bit earlier or later, and they would criticize Moshe for getting it wrong. Really, after the first 9 plagues, they would criticize him for that minutiae of detail. However, Moshe understood human beings can easily make mistakes. And if Moshe would have said bachatzi halayla exactly at the plague would happen exactly at midnight, and it took place a moment or two after or before midnight according to the calculations of the astrologers of Egypt, they would have said that Moshe was wrong. So Moshe took the decision to slightly alter what Hashem said. Rabbeinu Bechaye asks, surely the Egyptian astrologers had previously acknowledged that the plagues were Hashem's doing. Why would they be so concerned if Moshe was imprecise about the exact split second of the timing of the plague? He gave all the correct details for all the other plagues. Hadn't Moshe already established his own credibility beyond doubt during the last 9 plagues, which had occurred exactly when he said? Was Moshe worried that the astrologers would accuse him of being a liar? Would that be enough to make him want to edit what Hashem told him? Moshe was worried about something else. He was concerned that the astrologers' belief in Hashem would be completely undone if they could accuse him of even a minor inaccuracy. If that were to occur, they would retroactively renounce their belief in Hashem and his power. And Moshe was just not prepared to risk this desecration of the name of Hashem. The astrologers would do anything they can, clutch at a straw to discredit Moshe, and they would use any excuse not to believe in Hashem. Rabbi Zev Pliskin, in his book Growth Through Torah, explains This can teach us something very powerful about human nature. It teaches us about a person who tries to find fault with someone else if they're looking for it. The Egyptian astrologers could have thought that they were the ones who miscalculated the time and not Moshe. However, since they were looking to find fault with what Moshe had said, they could have pounced on a minor discrepancy about the timing and used it to claim that Moshe was a liar. Unfortunately, there are people who take pleasure in finding fault with others. They are experts at finding inconsistencies in what people say and do, and it's almost impossible to meet their standards. Just as the Egyptians would be able to call Moshe a liar if the plague didn't happen at the split second exactly when they calculated midnight, a fault finder can use the tiniest pretext to condemn their victims. We must learn to look for the good in people. We must try and remember there's always a possibility that we might be the ones making the mistake. We need to develop ourselves a sense of proportion. If someone does something which is basically correct, we should try and acknowledge what has been done and be positive even if there are a few minor issues, rather than focusing on anything negative in a situation or something that needs improvement. Not easy. Good Shabbos.